Today's Morning First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Good Wednesday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with First Alert forecast update. Of course, we're still talking about quite a bit of cold weather in the forecast here. We are also talking about some traffic updates too, especially if you're traveling in the southern parts of the TV5 viewing area. I'll actually go ahead and get right into the traffic part of the forecast here first. So we have been tracking some light snow here during these mid-morning or mid to late morning hours, currently bringing some light snow to some of our southern areas. There's downtown Flint, for example, that's right across the bricks. You can see there gray skies, the light snow falling with temperatures that are in the upper single digits and lower teens. The snow is going to easily stick to any of these roadways. And just a reminder again, if you do have any travel to do here these next couple of days, pretty much any snow that does fall is going to very easily be able to bring some slick conditions along with it. So again, there's downtown Flint right now. I'll go ahead and take you over to the First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, and here you can see on the First Alert Pinpoint Doppler how we do have some very light snow just sort of barely being picked up there near Grand Blanc and Davison and Goodrich. A lot of the snow has been staying below the radar beam, which is why it doesn't really look that impressive on the radar. But even like we saw there in downtown Flint, hasn't been snowing very hard, hasn't been very big snowflakes either, but still enough sort of persistently there that it has been enough to bring some slick spots to those roadways. The First Alert traffic map here also telling a bit of a story. So notice how northern Genesee County, places like Clio or Mount Morris, even around Otisville, really not doing too bad with the drive times currently. But as we zoom in closer towards Mundy Township, Grand Blanc Township, even around Fenton, we do have some more slick areas that are developing on roads. US 23, especially towards Fenton and southern Genesee County as a whole there too. And if you will be traveling into Livingston County, so taking 23 south, say if you're heading toward Heartland or M59 or Brighton, US 23 does have some slick areas too, and even our map is still indicating that northbound side of 23, so that's right around Center Road and White Lake Road. If you travel that area regularly, you know that's the spot where you come around the bend and then you go down into that valley just to the south of Fenton. That area is still showing some slower and slick travel too. That's one spot that the wind is able to pick up a little bit too. So just something to bear in mind if you're traveling southward out of our area towards the M59, Heartland, or Brighton areas too. I'll take you back to this live look real quick of downtown Flint. That's right across the bricks there. Other areas have been a bit quieter, though, in regard to road conditions. So we'll move over to I-75 and Birch Run, and you can see there I-75 and Birch Run looking pretty quiet as of this point. Cars there traveling at a pretty normal speed, and really drive times for the remainder of Mid-Michigan have been in pretty nice shape overall as well. But other than that, though, we do expect the cold weather to just hold on here in the forecast. So that is also just something to bear in mind, that this cold weather we've been tracking recently is still not expected to go anywhere anytime soon. But it is working out nicely for Frankenmuth Snowfest, which is getting underway today, and of course for our ice fishers and our snowmobilers and anybody who enjoys these winter activities too. This forecast and this weather is helping to really keep these conditions more favorable for some of those events. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break here real quick, and when we come back from the break, we'll talk more about that Snowfest forecast and about the cold temps as well. Alrighty, welcome back from that break here. So we are going to be tracking some more cold weather still holding on in the forecast. And in fact, the temps that we have now, even though they're pretty similar to yesterday, we actually should be able to get a couple of degrees colder here as we go throughout the next couple of days as well. But like I was mentioning just before the break, the cold weather is pretty favorable for Snowfest, which is just getting underway here today. Actually go ahead and take you to a live look in Frankenmuth. This is right from Zenders, and you can see where some of the sculptors are actually getting started on their works there. So pretty cool to see, and we'll have this camera in this location all week long for Snowfest, so we'll be able to keep checking in there and see how things are going, especially with some of those sculptures that are right out in front of our camera. But of course, with this cold weather, there is no concern of any of these sculptures melting. So since Snowfest forecast, Frankenmuth here, we really just have temps leveling off in the mid-teens for the afternoon. We're already at about 12 degrees. I'll only get up to about 15 in Frankenmuth for the afternoon today. The wind chills, though, these will be pretty much also leveling out at about 0 or maybe 1 or even 2 degrees. So overall, just another cold day like yesterday. We don't expect much movement with these wind chills throughout the afternoon, but still just outright pretty cold for the remainder of the daytime here. But again, wider look at those high temps, generally into the mid-teens across mid-Michigan today. 15, somewhat of a common number. Some of those wind gusts from the west could reach up to about 20 or even 25 miles per hour. And just for reference to the normal high for this time of year, 29 degrees. So we are still almost 15 degrees below average for this time of year. But with this cold weather, certainly still just feeling like typical late January weather as well. So today marks day number 11 since we've had a temperature above 32 degrees here in mid-Michigan. So that was on Saturday the 17th. The last time we saw a temp that was above that mark, we actually officially reached 33 on that Saturday. So we'll keep adding to this tally going forward from here with the cold weather that we have for the rest of the week. Take a look at some of these numbers here on the First Alert 7-day. We're talking 12 tomorrow for the high, 9 on Friday. So Friday we should be staying in the single digits all day. Thursday night and Friday morning there, that'll likely be the coldest night of the week too, with lows down to -6. So I would expect also by Friday morning, depending on how strong the wind is, some of the wind chills should pretty easily be able to reach -15 or even a little bit colder than that. So just bear that in mind, that you'll need to keep all of this cold weather gear with you for the rest of the week and even into the weekend. We do go back to 16 on Saturday and even 21 on Sunday, but 21 does still mean that most of the day is spent in the teens. And then we do have mid-20s on the way, at least as we kick off next week. And there is a slightly better chance for a couple of snow showers on Monday. That doesn't look to be a very heavy system, at least as everything stands right now, but I'd say collectively Monday there is going to be our next best chance to see a little bit more of a widespread snow across our area. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on too. But this cold weather also, like we were discussing yesterday, very favorable for ice fishing. The Great Lakes ice coverage, it actually has come down just a couple of percent since yesterday. It's now 38.1% as of today, but the same day last year was just over 20%. And the only reason why the percentage went down just a little bit compared to yesterday is just the fact that we had some of those winds. That wind has been blowing around some ice flows out on the lakes. And again, that percentage is for the Great Lakes as a whole. So any small changes, even around, say, Lake Ontario or Lake Superior, that's going to affect that percentage as well. I do have a camera here looking at downtown Bay City, and you can actually see there on the river there are some ice shanties out there, and we've seen this right here in downtown Saginaw as well. There are definitely plenty of ice fishers who are going out right near downtown and then even just north of downtown. Pretty popular spot there. With this cold weather, again, really don't have to worry about the ice going anywhere for the time being. Just remember to keep spotting some of those holes, just to keep checking that thickness, because you can never be too safe when you're out there on the ice. But just cool to see that folks are out there enjoying this and taking advantage of this. If you do remember 2 winters ago, there really wasn't much of an ice fishing season at all. So if you are participating in that, this has definitely been a pretty good winter for it so far, especially these last couple of weeks now. But really, again, going forward from here, just the cold weather is going to be the big story in the forecast. We'll have a stray flurry from time to time, but really, again, that cold weather, I think, is our big headline for now. But at noon today, we'll have First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips. She'll have another look at the forecast and the Snowfest forecast, too. And then at 2 o'clock today, we'll have First Alert meteorologist Stone Schaefer right here on the same First Alert Weather Show on all of these same streaming platforms as well. So be sure to tune in to them for another look at the forecast coming up a little bit later today. But in the meantime, stay warm and take care.